2011 that you would be a one-term president. What has changed since 2011 and how has that impacted on your thinking right now?
When I was asked, both during the campaign in 2011 and again I think towards the end of the campaign, I answered frankly that my concentration was on the 7 years to come. And I think I can understand that. I was anxious, if you like, to really fulfill the role in all the way I have described. The ceremonial aspects of it, then the representation of the role abroad, how the office of the president could be used to be extended even further than my two great predecessors, and so on. And then, as I have worked now for the last 6.5 years, I found I could do it, and do it quite with energy. And then again, a number of different things happened that couldn't possibly have been anticipated. The change in the multilateral system I've mentioned, Brexit is another. And then as well as that, I think I consulted very, very much, as I have said. Particularly, I think, since the end of 2016, people have been coming up to me and said that they wanted me to continue. So then I announced that I would take time to consider my position. And I thought about it long and hard. And then I said that early in July I would make a decision. And this is what I'm doing on the 10th of July, which is 4 months from the time when my term finishes on the 10th of November 2018.
President Higgins.
Can we ask you then, how will you balance your position as Uachtaráin na hÉireann and at the same time being a candidate in a presidential election over the next 4 months?
I think it's a very fair question because it's something that hasn't happened before. On the last occasion it was President de Valera who was, I think his opponent was Higgins. Things are very different. But I have had the opportunity of legal advice and legal opinion. Let me say straight away that the reason, for example, I'm making this announcement in the way that I'm doing it is that I'm separating it from my work as President of Ireland, which of course continues. I have many obligations, commitments into which I've entered. There are people who've made appointments to come and see me. All of the work at Áras and Uachtaráin will continue. And therefore, if it comes to it then when I'm organising a campaign, that will be organised separately from Áras and Uachtaráin. But of course it isn't a usual circumstance. But I'm approaching it, I assure you, with a sense of robust energy. And I'm delighted. Sabina and I, and it has been very much, the two of us have been involved in this from the very, very, very beginning. And it has been a great pleasure to be around the country and also to speak, as I have said, to the communities of the Irish abroad. In our trip, for example, to Australia, New Zealand, I think there was never less than 400 at the community events we held for Irish people. And we would spend hours talking to them and the importance of their connection with home. And again then on other trips, of course, I think of the one to Vietnam or the one, in fact, to some of the South American ones, particularly Vietnam. It led to opening doors for our representative agencies, the IGN, Enterprise Ireland and others, doors that they'd been waiting for maybe a couple of years, and suddenly they were able to have, if you like, create opportunities that would in turn lead to employment and investment in Ireland. It has all been very important. And then on the other side of it, I have really, in my consultation with other heads of states, what I mention in my statement is there is a real concern for the kind of Europe that we want to create. I mentioned social Europe, and I've discussed it with other heads of states, presidents of Italy and Spain and Portugal and Greece, because I realise that Europe is in a fragile condition. And therefore, it is very, very important to be able to speak about the kind of Europe of peace and security and equality that we sought to achieve. In other words, I keep saying in my speeches, and if anyone has any doubt, just look at the website and the speeches I've been making about the importance of social cohesion, the importance of restoring connection with the European street, of being able to bring all of our people with us. And that's the reason I'm standing here.
President Higgins.
You mentioned your robust energy that you have at the moment, but were you to get a second term, you would be into your 80s when it finished at a time when a lot of other people might like to have the foot up watching the football instead of actually being working or in a job. So do you foresee, I suppose, that given the challenges you've mentioned with the job, that you will be able to see through that second term, that wouldn't become a challenge?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've always preferred to go to the football matches than to be pushing my feet up anywhere. That's why I support the league, and often with very small attendances. But no, none at all. My health is excellent, and this is the way it is. If I felt I couldn't be doing this job with energy and getting, if you like, the response that I've been getting for the last 6 years, I wouldn't be doing it. And Sabina and I are both more than ready to continue. But of course, as well, I'm offering myself. Everything depends on the will of the Irish people. I have deep respect for what the Irish people want. But they know what they're getting from me. They know what I'm saying I'm going to do, and they know what they've got.
President Higgins, Danny McConnell from the Irish Examiner. Given the fact that you, I suppose, changed your mind in relation to standing again, people may say you can't be trusted like other politicians, even presidents can't be trusted. What would you say to them? And second of all, given you have operated above politics for the last 6.5 years, are you ready for a down and dirty campaign that happened like it did in 2011?
Well, there are two questions there. Let's take the second one first. There's no reason for a campaign to be down and dirty. My mandate in 2011 was over 1 million votes from the Irish people, for which I was very, very grateful. And I would make the point as well that during that campaign, looking back on it, it enables me to answer your first question. Trust is earned. You earn trust by, for example, if you take it, what I have done with my life. I have all of my life spent it in the public space. I was 21 when I went to third level. When I was teaching in the university, whatever, my anxiety was to take what I was teaching and deliver it into the lives of people. And then not only here in Ireland, but sometimes it rather amused me about the comments when people were anticipating my decision that somehow or another I might be an establishment candidate. And I thought that was the most unusual thing I'd heard, because I hadn't heard it for 50 years. But I think no, I think that trust is earned. And I believe that I have the trust of the Irish people, and it is for them to judge. And then on the other question in relation, would I be able for a campaign? I never shirked a campaign in my life. But I do say this. We are discussing the presidency of Ireland as we move into a time of great challenge in relation to Brexit in Northern Ireland, and what will happen to our agribusiness, for example, in relation to jobs. The state of Europe has never been more fragile. We're in the multilateral institution where some of the major powers are withdrawing full support from these institutions. And surely it is important as well that it is surely of value that we have relations with heads of states, as I have, and been able to speak for Ireland in a positive way. It is entirely for the people, but that is what is on offer.
Gavin Riley from TV3. Can we ask when you made your decision to seek the second term, contrary to the indications you'd given, and also separately, is it your aspiration, would it be your hope or your expectation to see other candidates and that this would be a contested ballot?
Well, first of all, in relation, contrary to what I have said, I've said that it was, I think, towards about the end of 2016, people began coming up to me from all sections of Irish society, and they saying, would you consider standing for a second term? And then sometime, a few months later, I said that I was in fact thinking about this, and then I took time off to consider all of the different implications. The truth is, I'm not exactly stuck for something to do. But the point is that it is the best way I consider that I could spend the next 7 years of my life. And I think it might sound, I sit here with many young people and older people here. I'm deeply committed to Ireland. I have reasons to be concerned about Ireland, both at home and abroad. And it is because of that I'm offering. I'm not just saying simply I'm continuing. I'm simply offering myself as a candidate. And to your point in relation to whether an election takes place, here we are. We're 4 months out from the end of this term. When I was a candidate in 2011, I think I had an internal contest in the Labour Party for a nomination, and this was followed then as well by people who are all seeking their nominations from local authorities during the summer. My responsibility is for my own nomination, and I will be pursuing that with energy and with vigour, with humility, yes, but with deep appreciation of the support I'm being offered from all sections of the Irish people, and so I hope to serve them well.
Lorna?